So, in the last couple of months, a lot of games have come out, but the games that I cared about all came out at the same time. And given that God of War is a big game, it's a game that deserved my attention, it deserved my full focus. I wasn't going to do nothing else but play God of War when that came out. That also meant that other games that I had already played, that I should have made videos on, just didn't get videos made on them. So, today, I'm going to be talking about a game that just came out, Modern Warfare 2. I play Call of Duty every single year, and I'm just as mad at myself for buying this Call of Duty as I am every single year for buying Call of Duty. First off, Modern Warfare was one of my least favorite Call of Duties in the era that we are in now. If we're talking about the Warzone era of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare is my least favorite Call of Duty. I would say out of the three, Modern Warfare, Cold War, Vanguard, out of the three, I would have to say Modern Warfare is my least favorite. Cold War is probably like my middle, and I think Vanguard is my favorite of the Warzone games. It may not be the best one, and I understand that it's not the community favorite, but Vanguard is my favorite of the Warzone era Call of Duties. So coming into Modern Warfare 2, I was a little skeptical because it's like, I don't really like Infinity War's games. The last Infinity War game I really enjoyed was Infinite Warfare. The other Infinity War games, the whole Modern Warfare series, the original one, COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, I think they're overrated, in my opinion. I'm more of a Black Ops fan. I'm a Treyarch stan. Even lately, I would even say I don't even really care for Treyarch anymore. I'm more of a Sledgehammer type of person. I really like Sledgehammer games. I love the Advanced Warfare. I thought World War II was okay, and then Vanguard was, I think, a okay game also. But let's get back to Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare was a trash game to me, and it made me not excited to play Modern Warfare 2, to be honest with you. When I was looking at gameplay, I was looking at the things that they were changing about the game, the camo grind, and how they were going to be going about it, and I decided I was going to buy the game. I always buy Call of Duty, so I was just like, this year is no different. And if this Activision thing go through when it comes to Microsoft, this will probably be the last Call of Duty I pay for. So, I mean, that's where I kind of like had my line drawn. It was like, okay, since this is the last Call of Duty I might have to buy, I'm going to go ahead and buy it. And here's my review. The campaign is solid enough. I've never been a fan of Modern Warfare games like that, nor their campaigns. I think Black Ops is better. It's really hard to follow for me. I just don't really understand half the shit that is going on. Like, even in this game here, like, I understand most of the plot and everything because it's very straightforward. But at the same time, it's just all over the fucking place. Like, I mean, we're fighting the cartel, we're fighting terrorists, we're fighting... Like, what does the cartel have to do with half of this shit? And I'm just like, why is the cartel being brought up so much? That's the story. I just feel like the story is a bit of a clusterfuck, but most Call of Duty stories are. I just find it harder to follow Infinite Warfare games. Like, I just don't get into it that much. It was cool seeing Ghost, but he never really had any attachment to me. I just knew he was an iconic character, and seeing him, they made him look pretty cool. So the campaign really didn't do much for me. I guess it was okay. It was a cool Call of Duty campaign, I guess. The multiplayer is what a lot of people care about. It's what I particularly care about. There was a lot of things that they changed in the games I just felt like was unnecessary as fuck. Just unnecessary changes. Like, for example, they changed the camo grind. I get where they were going for with it, but when it comes to the camo grind, you have 4 main camos in order to unlock the gold progression challenge, and then you get gold. 5 camos, you get gold. Pretty easy. It's really, really awesome. And also, instead of having like 100 levels for a weapon, you have only 20 to maybe like 22. I would say it takes less time to level it up. It isn't like they decreased the amount of levels and then made it slower to get to the highest level. It doesn't take too long to level up, especially if you have double weapon XP and things of that nature. It goes pretty fast. I will say it does take a bit. It takes longer than normal to get to a level 20, but it's not that noticeable. Like, you can get through level 20 pretty fast. The only problem I really have with the camo grind and the progression for your weapons is the fact that there are certain attachments for your gun that is locked behind you leveling up another gun. That is quite annoying. And even you getting a new gun outside of the attachment, like let's say you're running across people killing you with the AK-74U. Like, you're seeing the AK-74U all the time, and you're like, dang, I really want this AK-74U. How do I get it? Well, to get an AK-74U, you have to unlock this gun. In order to unlock that gun, you gotta unlock this gun. So it's just like a whole bunch of like clusterfuck shit. And then the UI doesn't really help much also, because it's already kind of confusing that you have to unlock another gun in order to unlock the gun you want. And then in order to unlock the gun that you want, you have to unlock another gun. Not only is that kind of fucking confusing, but the UI for the game doesn't make it much much better. The UI is very, very confusing. Like it's ugly, it's confusing, it's hard to navigate. Like there are times where the way it's set up on the screen, you press down to go to the one that's down, but then nothing happens because I don't understand it. The UI just sucks. It's hard to navigate. I don't understand half of it. The platform thing, I just don't understand it. I don't really like how they have the whole Modern Warfare thing set up now. Like the whole menu UI, it looks cool, but when it comes to navigating, that's the problem that I have. It's very hard to navigate. And yeah, I don't like the fact that if I want to get certain attachments for a gun, if I want to make this AR kind of play like a SMG AR mix, that I can't do it essentially because most of the attachments are locked by guns that are locked. And it's like, sheesh, I really got to play this game in order to kind of make the class that I want. Now, I've been enjoying it regardless. Like I've been enjoying Modern Warfare 2 outside of the skill-based matchmaking. I think what Call of Duty has taught me is in order to have fun with Call of Duty, you have to essentially let it bake your brain into like a bunch of pulp, because that's the only way you can get enjoyment out of it. You can't really take it seriously. You just got to sit there and grind on the wheel and be happy. And that's all you can really do, because you're going to have trash games, you're going to have good games, you're going to have games where it just feels like you're just dying every 5 seconds to a direct replica of you doing the exact same thing that you would do. And it's just like, at some point you just got to be numb to it. Like, and it's sad because it's like, I used to care about my KD. I don't care about my KD anymore. That's how you have to play these new Warzone type games, the way that they have skill-based matchmaking. You just can't care. And then when you start to care, take a break. Don't play Call of Duty for a while and then come back to it, and then just don't care. Don't care about your KD. You're gonna have terrible games, negative games. It's gonna happen. It's not fun for a person who likes to record gameplay, because you can't just record and then just like hope you get something that looks cool. You kind of have to record every game that you play. And I don't have no storage for that. So I've kind of given up on recording Call of Duty clips, because it's just like, if I press record, I'm gonna suck. And then when I don't have record, then I'm going on a goddamn 30 kill streak. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's something you got to deal with. And then once you go on that 30 kill streak, you're gonna go on a game where you're just getting fucked in the ass for like 10 minutes straight. So I don't know. That's just how I feel about skill-based matchmaking. It's made me very numb to the whole situation. Now, one thing I'm happy about that I waited to kind of like do this review is the fact that the game kind of released half-baked. There were some things that just didn't come to the game, and they were waiting on a season 1 patch, and some of the stuff has come. It still doesn't work. Some of it, from what I've heard from Nero Cinema and other Call of Duty YouTubers, like we were waiting on like a stat check type situation like the barracks. Then they eventually put it in, but it was still broken. You couldn't really get accurate info from the barracks, so that was an issue with the game. Also, the season 1 battle pass, they made changes to their battle pass structure. It kind of feels more like Fortnite now. I always felt like a lot of games were just missing that Fortnite style where you can just unlock things in the way that you want to, even though it's an illusion of choice and options. You don't really have any choice and option of, you know, what you're unlocking and how you're unlocking them. It's very, I don't know, it doesn't matter, especially in Fortnite. It's not the same, but they're kind of getting close to that Fortnite way of doing things, and I like Fortnite's battle pass most of the time. I do like the system of unlocking what you want in the time that you want to unlock it. Like if you want to unlock V-Bucks before you unlock a skin, and you can unlock the V-Bucks first. I like that they have that system, and they've put that in Call of Duty where you can kind of like, you have a 5-tier section for one page. You have 5 things on one page. You clear that page and you move on to whichever next page that you really care to do, which is low-key better than Fortnite because they don't give you the option to choose which page you want to go to next. I think that's pretty cool about Call of Duty's Battle Pass is now not only do they have multiple pages in which you can unlock things in that page in the order that you want. Like if you want COD points instead of a calling card, you can do that first on that page. But then also you can move on to the adjacent page that you want. You can move to the left or the right. I like how they did that. Also, Warzone has released. I haven't played much of Warzone. I've never been really a Warzone fan. So Warzone 2.0. I played a little bit. The map seems okay. It seems more fun than Caldera. I will say that it more feels like Verdansk than any other map that I've seen them release over the years. It feels like a Verdansk 2.0, a legit Warzone 2.0, instead of the Caldera map, which I didn't really get to play too much, but I could just tell I wasn't gonna have too much fun on it. It was way too open, and then when it wasn't open and you were in the corridor areas, it really felt like there were a lot of campers, and it boosts your anxiety once you enter a building because you don't know who's in the fucking building just waiting in any of the numerous corners that are in that building. So I stay away from Warzone. It's not my thing. But I heard people like it. I think the main thing for me that I really enjoyed with the new Season 1 update was DMZ. That was a sleeper. Why? Because it low-key fixed the thing that I complained about earlier. The whole progression system thing. Instead of having to unlock one gun in order to get another gun, and then you could probably get the gun that you actually want to unlock, and then you could start upgrading and getting attachments for other guns that you want. Instead of going through that whole process, DMZ has kind of made it a little bit easier. DMZ is kind of like that little go in, loot, and grab things, and then escape, pretty much like get out of there. That whole system, I've heard there's other games like that. I forget their name. Something about Tarkov or something like that. I think Battlefield actually did this also with Battlefield 2042. They had like their own version of this, but I like DMZ. DMZ is really, really fun. It is pretty much like PvE, like you're fighting a lot of AI, and they're very dumb actually. Like the AI is really stupid and easy to get over. Some of the AI are just bullet sponges, and that can be annoying. But other than that, it's fun. You loot, you grab things, and also the best thing about it for me is the fact that you don't have to deal with the progression of the main Modern Warfare 2 game if you're doing DMZ, because not only do you get a lot of XP for those games, but also whatever you extract with, you get to actually keep. Like if I extracted, like that's actually how I unlocked my AK-74U after I was getting killed with it all the time. I was like, I got into DMZ, I had picked up an AK-74U and I extracted with it, and now I have it in the full Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, which is really, really dope. I really enjoy DMZ. I don't really have much to say about it. I will say one thing. When you come across a team that has already done this 1,000 times and they're pretty looted up and they come across you, you're gonna die. It almost reminds me of The Division and how that extract mode worked out, where everybody was just like griefing each other. It's definitely like that. You don't run across people a lot, but when you do, it definitely is something that they will fuck you up. And also it's very hard to differentiate between an AI and a human player outside of, oh, these niggas really hitting their shots. That's when you realize you're against a human player. It's just like, oh, these niggas hitting their shots, so these must be real people. And by that time they're already hitting shots on you, so you're likely dead. DMZ is dope. Modern Warfare 2, I'm growing to enjoy it. It's not worth $70. I would never tell anybody to buy any Call of Duty for $70, but if you're a Call of Duty fiend, you're gonna do it anyway. So, I mean, it's a fairly okay Call of Duty. One thing I will say about this game versus the original Modern Warfare is at least the maps are really good for the base and multiplayer maps. It's only 10 or 11 or something like that, but I will say every map that I played on, except like one maybe, I haven't like rolled my eyes like, oh, I hate this map. You know, like there's not a map like that in this game. Usually there's a map like that, which, I mean, there is a map like that, but I mean, it's still a good map even though I don't like it. Like, I can still have fun on that map even though I don't like it. It reminds me of like that one World War II map, Stonehaven, where it's just an icy map and it's a lot of fill. It reminds me of that map. It's one of those maps where if you have a sniper, you have some challenges you need to get done, you can do it on that map. So it has a purpose, but it's not a map where it's like, oh, I hate this map. I mean, I don't like it, but I don't hate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not a map on this game that I hate. And that's something I can say positive about Modern Warfare 2. I like the maps. I like their map structure. It's not too campy. It's just the perfect amount for the camping people. But it also supports aggressive play, in my opinion. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below about Modern Warfare 2. I've been trying to make more videos for you guys. Trying to get them out. God of War Ragnarok took way longer than I expected it to, but I hope you're enjoying the content. If you are, make sure you do please leave a like, and make sure you subscribe. It helps the channel out. I'm a small YouTuber. If you like the content I'm posting, you like the perspective I come with, make sure you do please subscribe and turn on those post notifications, because who don't like to be notified when I post, you get what I'm saying? And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.